Terry Mariner.
Here.
I'm here. Kathy Brock.
Here.
Sarah Wargo. Absent. Alan Davis. Absent. That's it.
Okay, I would just like to make an announcement. Crystal, did Alan turn in paperwork?
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Davis will no longer be a city member of our MAP. He has resigned as of this week. Okay, so we do have, two alternate positions open, so if anybody is interested in that, please see me. I get more applications for those positions. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the approval of the agenda. And I will need a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the agenda for February 5th, 2026.
And I second it.
The agenda, people like, nothing in, that means the agenda.
Oh, you want the agenda?
I make a motion to approve the agenda for April 9th, 2026.
Thank you.
I second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we're gonna move on to the approval of the minutes for February 5th, 2026. I need a motion to approve the minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from February 5th, 2026.
My second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We're gonna go ahead and move on to public comment, on matters that on the agenda and non-agenda items. Do we have any public comment at this time? Oh, you have your agenda?
Just wanted to know too.
Is there any other public comments? No? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna move on to action items, reports, and information calendar. There are no action items at this time, but we are going to move on to county department staff reports. Item B, Sheriff's Office, Captain Escobar.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, please bear with me, my first NAC meeting, but here we are. I just have to, oh, it's already on. Well, thank you for having me. I'm just going to go over a real quick report. Just introduce myself a little bit. My name is Ernie Escobar. I'm the new commander here at the Cabazon Sheriff Station. I've been there for about 1 month, and Captain Northrup, who you probably are used to, he moved on to our Major Crimes Bureau. So I am newly promoted captain. Looking very forward, learning a lot about Cabazon and the area itself. I've been driving around, talking to people and such. So with that said, I wanted to get into a little bit of the Part 1 crimes and just provide some of that data. So for the month, and this is going to be specifically for the month of February and March. So for February, there was a total of 53 Part 1 crimes. And for March, it went down by about 6, which it was about 47. So in February, there was 12 assaults. There was 11 burglaries. There was 2 vehicle thefts, 28 theft or larceny thefts. For that total of 53, there was no robbery, sexual assaults, or homicide during that month of February. Within the month of March, there was no homicides. There was 1 sexual assault. There was 1 robbery, 11 assaults, 5 burglaries, 4 vehicle thefts, and there was 25 thefts, and no arsons reported to us. With that said, I just wanted to talk a little bit about a couple of recent investigations that we had, specifically related to the outlets, and then also related to a copy theft investigation. So we recently had a robbery investigation about a week and a half ago on a Saturday, where we had some individuals go in and commit a theft over here within the Cabazon outlets. With that said, these individuals pepper sprayed an employee. Our special enforcement team here at the Cabazon station picked up the investigation, ultimately tracked down one of the suspects who was residing in the city of Los Angeles. Worked collaboratively together with the city of Los Angeles to take that individual into custody, and he was ultimately booked into county jail. And there's still ongoing efforts by the team and deputies to track the other suspect down. Moving on with that, on April 4th, we're here in this month, there were 5 suspects or subjects that were actually still in copper right here in Windmill Farms or City. Hopefully I'm saying that properly. If not, please educate me. And these individuals in the early morning hours of the 4th were located, leaving the location. Deputies were able to locate the vehicle, conduct a traffic enforcement stop, and ultimately took 5 people into custody, recovered a lot of various equipment that was used to cut the copper wire, and ultimately all 5 of those individuals were booked into county jail. It should be mentioned that 4 of those individuals were from another county, and 1 individual was from Riverside County. And then just a couple of other things that's going on here at the Cabazon station. Those of you that within Cabazon that know, or on Facebook or Instagram, we are starting to increase our social media posts, so hopefully you guys can follow us, and if you have something significant or we have something that's just fun, employee related, or something significant to the community, such as various crimes that may be committed, and we're able to actually apprehend suspects, we will see more postings on social media. And then just a reminder, I'm sure CHP and others will probably mention it, Stagecoach and Coachella, a lot of traffic coming in the area. There will be increased enforcements, and that's my report. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Any questions?
What store was that at the mall?
The specific store, we typically don't give that information. It's within the outlet. So we typically don't provide that information as far as what the specific store is, but we can tell you that it was high-end valuables such as purses and stuff.
Thank you. Welcome aboard.
I'm sorry?
I said welcome
Yeah,
aboard.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna move on to CHP representative.
I'm new to the area as well. I transferred here March 1st of this year, and so my name is Lieutenant Jimmy Allen. I've been on the job for 21 years, and I've mainly done my career, or I've done my career in San Bernardino area in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles. So I'm very happy to be out here in this area, learn something new, and I'm excited to be here. So the main things I wanted to talk about, like Captain said, we have Coachella coming up this weekend, and next weekend, we're going to be concentrating on the smooth flow of traffic on our freeways, and trying to get those people safely in and out of the venue as quickly and safely as possible. Then in 2 more weeks, we have Stagecoach, and we'll be doing the same thing. Another thing I wanted to bring up is on Tuesday, we're doing commercial vehicle enforcement, starting from the County Line Road all the way through Indios area. And it's the San Gorgonio Pass CHP office, the Indio CHP office, the Desert Hills Inspection Facility, and also officers who specialize in commercial vehicle enforcement come up from San Diego, our border division office, to assist us with those. So mainly we're looking for people who are out of lane, speed violations. Obviously, we're handling the equipment violations, and we're doing inspections on those bigger drivers and bigger vehicles as well. So those are the main points that I wanted to bring up. So does anybody have any questions for me?
I'm glad you joined the three-state bank.
Yes,
Me too.
It's terrible out there. Thank you.
very dangerous. Thank you. Okay, Cal Fire.
Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody?
Good.
As always, my name is Matt Kingman. I'm the supervising fire marshal for our hazard reduction division with Riverside County Fire. Not Cal Fire, but I'm here. I wanted to give you guys a quick update on our weed abatement season that's started up. The street season started about 3 weeks ago now. We are currently out in what we would call the transition zone, which is the areas between Homeland, Romoland, Winchester, just the outskirts of Kennett, things like that. We started in that area specifically due to the field foresters report that we received back from the forester of the state. We'll be moving out of that area and into the area of Zone 1, which will be the western Riverside to Corona area. Although if there are any issues here in the Cabazon area, feel free to reach out to us. We do respond to complaints year round, so if you family open parcels that do not have structures on them, we'd be more than happy to come out and send a tech to inspection and send out any notice of violation that needs to be sent.
Do you have a business?
I do, yeah, absolutely. I can leave some on the table or I can leave some right now. Yeah, absolutely. Besides that, that's pretty much my report for right now. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Just you or Cal Fire?
I don't see anyone down far, but.
Okay, right across the street from the fire station, about every 2 weeks, people are launching off fireworks, skyrockets into the air, with the grass drying out the way it is. Fire is a big concern, so,
Yeah,
anything done about that?
yeah, absolutely. We do have fireworks going out. I do encourage you to utilize 911, give them a call the fire department directly, have them come out. My office would be able to handle that open parcel that you're talking about that has the weeds. Give us a report online. You can find us on rvcfire.org. That has your reduction tab on that page. You can fill out an online complaint. It'll give us the opportunity to get that APN number, address, cross street, and any kind of other additional info that we may need to find that location. We can identify where the jurisdiction lies for that parcel, whether it's the state or local, and we can go ahead and have a notice sent out to the property owner and try to get them to deal with it and potentially utilize a contractor to force a vacant property. Any other questions right now? I do have one of my counterparts here, Cole Hendrick, who is the deputy fire marshal in our east office. If Cole wanted to say anything real quick. Sure.
My name is Cole Hetrick. I'm the deputy fire marshal for our East County office, mostly District 4 area. I do have some portions of this area as well. Office of the fire marshal has several divisions, hazard reduction, or that being we're talking about, immediate and stuff like that. Our other division, we do a majority of it's going to be our construction development reviews, inspections, and then the state fire marshal mandates that we also do annual inspections of particular facilities. And so we certainly do focus on that. So that'd be our schools, our care facilities, hotels, apartments, those are state mandated. And then we are building up a program where we are doing actual non-residential facility inspections, so commercial businesses. So such places that goes out, like we're doing annual inspections on those as well. So we're making good progress as far as what developments coming around in this area. Obviously, the mall often has tenant change outs, and so we assist them through that process. They are planning a pretty big expansion, not that big, but they're emerging east and west, and they're adding a few more structures and stuff like that. So we're going through the entire reviews to make sure that they're gonna meet the needs that we still need to protect the facility and keep the public safe on that element. And then obviously as that development moves through. Not much other development going on in the area, caps on Whitewater otherwise, but certainly in time we can see that coming forward with that. We'll keep up with the annual inspections for those state mandates and then facility inspections.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, EMD.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mary Carmen Andrej. I am filling in for today. Normally I cover the city of Coachella. I have a few things to share with you today. April is Earthquake Preparedness Month in California, so earthquakes can happen without any warning, so now is the time to be prepared, update your emergency plans, identify hazards in your home, fasten tall and heavy furniture, refresh your emergency supplies or obtain an emergency kit if you don't have one already. Stay connected. Sign up for our emergency alerts at rivcoready.org/alertrivco. I have business cards here as well that you can just QR code so you can scan with your phone and it takes you right to the site. My Shake app is also a good app to have for that, for earthquakes. We also have a CERT class coming up in the city of Eastvale from April 10th through the 12th. CERT is a disaster preparedness course. It's a 20-hour course that teaches you fire safety, disaster skills, things like that, fire protection. And involved in a train derailment in North Shore. It was a 20-car derailment. No hazardous materials were involved, and there was no threats to public safety for that incident. We were also involved recently in the Springs incident in the unincorporated area of Moreno Valley for a vegetation fire. We assisted the fire department with sending out evacuation orders and warnings to the residents, and we also opened up a shelter so that they could have somewhere to go to. And then the last thing I want to share is that I have some flyers here. If any of you are interested in volunteering with us and help assist during a disaster, you can sign up. There's a QR code right here you can scan. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions? Okay, code enforcement, Office of Health Awareness.
Good evening, everyone. I'm just Paul Larry, Riverside County Code Enforcement, and have some updated stats and a few updates for the board and the community. Since our last MAP meeting in January, our District 5 office has closed 140 cases in Amazon Whitewater, which is a record for us as far as case closures. And a few updates, Beach Street, as you know, we're submitted those to litigation, and we're hoping that that will motivate the property owners to clean up the property before we take further actions. I know that there's been some concerns as far as all the RVs, homelessness, have been popping up along Bonita, Esperanza, and in East Cap, which is Wildwood Mills. We recently communicated with Sergeant Button. We're going to be working with him and his team as far as making contact with these properties, since we're finally getting the 602 forms back from the property owners. Not all of them, but a good majority have signed it. So we're hoping to use that so we can make contacts with them and hopefully get them out of there, and that way the property owners can clean up the properties and remove those violations. If not, again, our enforcement is heavily based on property owner compliance. But if they don't comply, we hit them with our fines, our liens. And we've also been recently given permission to do more administrative citations. They're similar to vehicle citations or parking citations, but these are specific to code enforcement. So we're hitting on both fronts. We're holding the property owners accountable with fines, liens, but now we're able to go after the actual violators with these admin sites. Hopefully that will get them to at least clear out and have the property owner clean up after them. The 602s are not available. That's another alternative we're going to be pursuing moving forward. I know the mobile homes we've been seeing, unpermitted mobile homes. We have several of them that have been referred to building and safety to get permits. Those mobile homes that have gotten their permits issued, those cases are now closed. So a lot of them are Amazon. Most of them are unpermitted. So those areas of concern, we've already put fees and liens on those properties, and we're referring those. We've got liens, we're doing admin sites for not getting those permits. Hopefully that will motivate them to at least start the permitting process. The rest of that is basically the hands of building and safety. And I'm also going to start referring those to HCD, which is Housing and Community Development. They're the state agency that specifically oversees substandard mobile homes. So we're going to try to get them to come out here to Amazon and take a look at what we've got, because as you know, it's pretty bad. That's all the updates I have for now. Your updates, I put some photos. Those are actually in the area known as Bonita and Elm Street by the Arrowhead water plant. We are focusing heavily on that area because at one point we had it cleaned up and it just came right back. So focusing heavily on that, doing our inspections, doing our admin sites, and some of them have actually cleaned up and removed some of the RVs, trailers, and trash. So hoping that will continue. If not, we'll just continue our normal enforcement and again working with the sheriff's department to get out there and make contact with these people.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna move on to animal services.
Good evening, everyone. So just a quick update for those of you that may not know, it is mating season now, so we have been getting an influx of neonate wild babies coming in without mom. So I did bring a couple flyers here, I have them on the table for anybody that's interested in fostering. There's a QR code there that will take you to our website and you can put shelter location that you're interested in fostering at. And it'll go directly to that team. So we do provide all the supplies for our foster program, so we are definitely in need. Because please hold that show and sharing that information. I also have a flyer up there for you to be able to sign up to volunteer if you have any interest in that. That's all the shelter updates that I have on my end, but I did bring Officer Martinez here so you can give some field staff.
Thank you. So, good evening to everybody. I am Officer Marcel Martinez with the Riverside County Animal Services. I've been in the department for about 30 years, and I've actually been the Cabazon officer for, I would say, probably around 10, 15 years. I've been out here for a while. So, from the last meeting that we had, this is my first night meeting too. But from the last meeting we had, I do have some stats for you guys. Since then, we've gotten 126 first sequence calls, and included in those calls are 10 deceased animals that we collected, 11 possible animal cruelty investigations that we've conducted, and 41 calls for stray animals. We've impounded 24 of those animals, and we've educated 46 households on confinement, proper confinement.
How many households?
46. Yeah. So, just putting those numbers out there, I kind of also want to make sure that everybody's aware that our department is very, very aware of the problem with stray roaming dogs out here. I'm personally aware of it because I'm out here. But we are definitely in the works to get something taken care of to try to remedy this soon. I'm hoping that we can aim for the next 2 weeks, maybe to get something done. And then from that point, with proper staffing, I should be able to dedicate more time to this area to try and get some of these things resolved. Because I understand that it's a problem, I do, and it's not being taken lightly. So, if anybody has any questions, I'd like to talk about it.
Transportation, Hector W.
Actually, Dennis, but.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Well, good evening, everybody. Dennis, Director of Transportation. I'll keep this very short. When I walked in this building, something got some allergies. I can barely speak and read at the same time. So, what I wanted just to touch on real quick is to share that each one of the departments, all agencies use a logo or they want to see something, say something. We're kind of catching on to that. I wanted to share a number, 951-955-6899. Sorry. And that's if you see a pothole, down sign, anything that you think should be on the road or supposed to be on the road, you call that number, and we can respond within typically the same day, but definitely by the next day, within 24 hours. I also wanted to share, I know Hector Davila, he's the deputy director in our department, he's been coming to these meetings. There's anything that lists what he's been sharing, so I'm kind of going off of that. One thing, I guess there's some tree rules on eucalyptus, or that need to be done on eucalyptus here. We're bringing on a contractor or a company to do that for our emergency department, so that's where we're at with that. Hopefully within the next month, we can have it doing that. And then to go off of what law enforcement and CHP mentioned was the Coachella. I did confirm with Caltrans that there's no major work, no work at all on the 10 freeway from, I believe, the 60 all the way through Coachella for the next 3 weekends or next 2 weeks. The only thing that would be there would be any kind of emergency work. And if you want to know what the traffic conditions are, you can just go onto Google and just Google quick map Caltrans. It'll come up and then you can click on traffic and the rest area and statuses and it'll show you what's going on there. So it's a real real-time map there. Other than that, I don't have anything else to share. If you have any questions, then, sorry,
Director, I have a question.
Yes.
The trimables on eucalyptus, I have a recommendation, but can I get that to you?
Yes, definitely.
Then, maybe after we have a minute to talk.
Yeah, after this, I'm gonna walk outside and see outside, and then we'll clear up, and I'll be here.
Yes, what's going on with the I-10 bypass, that's gonna connect the Lee to Westwood Avenue?
So we are, deep in design, so we have a design consultant on board. We are coordinating with the city of Manning and, Morongo. The environmental is cleared, so we are taking the next step in the design. There is some changes on the west end with the refurbishment of the airport. So that west end tie-in location now goes to the airport, because the city of Manning will be developing that, whatever their commercial warehouse, as well as Morongo has a project on the west end of our I-10 bypass. So we are coordinating with all the other two entities on that project. We still don't have construction funding, but we're hoping that once we get through design and get the right of way, it will be more competitive with the grants. We get about $120 to $150 million in today's dollars to build that.
Remember, it was 54 million.
Oh yeah, it goes up every year. If we had all the money in mind, we had everything set up, we would be going to construction in 2030, about 4 years. But that's in case, that's only at the time of time, so I think we have that forward, but we are actively working on it. Yeah, it's been a long time. Environmental took, probably one of the longest in the county. But with that being done, now it's just finding the money to build it, so. Anything else? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna move on to staff reports. Supervisor Gutierrez's office, Ms. Crystal.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I see a lot of new faces, so my name is Crystal Reza. I am a legislative assistant for County Supervisor Aisha Gutierrez. I just have a little bit of updates for you today. So just on behalf of Supervisor Gutierrez's office, I'd like to start with a important update. The Board of Supervisors, along with Supervisor Perez and Supervisor Gutierrez, has reaffirmed that animal dumping and abandonment is illegal and that dogs are not allowed to run at large in unincorporated areas. Animal Services has been directed to increase enforcement and investigations, and they will be reporting back to the board within 90 days with data on citations, incidents, and impacted areas. This is a part of a broader effort to address ongoing concerns in our communities, and I shared this with the members of MAC, so if anyone would be interested, this was just passed at the last meeting, which was March 24th. This was the Form 11 for that. And then also we are going to be hosting, I know Carrie might have mentioned it, but we're going to be hosting the Cabazon Neighborhood Cleanup. That's going to be on May 2nd. And let's see what else we have here. Oh, produce distribution. A lot of you guys have been coming to volunteer. A lot of you guys have been coming to receive some of the produce that's going to be on April 15th. So it's next week, 9:30 here at the James Medical Community Center. And this is for the District 5 residents only. We are hosting a free health clinic in the city of Moreno Valley on April 25th and 26th, which is a Saturday and Sunday. I did leave all of these flyers out at the table. For the health clinic, it is recommended for you to scan the QR code, make an appointment. However, walk-ins are going to be available also. It's just going to be, they're going to serve the people with the appointments first. Again, that is for District 5 residents only, April 25th and 26th, Moreno Valley at Vista del Lago High School. And then at the last part of my update, which Carrie mentioned, we do have a full board now for the next meeting where we're going to have 5 members. We are currently accepting applications for 2 alternate members. So if you know anyone or even yourself would like to participate and volunteer your time and be an alternate member here, just in case any of our members are absent one day and we need to have quorum, please feel free to reach out to Carrie or myself. We have applications and turn those in. And that is it for my update. If anyone has any questions, feel free to let me know after the end. Thank you.
Okay,
district covers, the Whitewater community, and to be here, because Supervisor Gutierrez has continued this, having this municipal advisory council serve both areas, and I just wanted to just touch on what Crystal just shared about what the two supervisors did. They are part of an ad hoc committee to focus on animal services overall for the whole county. The two supervisors serve on an ad hoc committee, and you know, we get in the Coachella Valley area a lot of cases of dumping, sadly, of animals just being left behind. And so we really know, and I know as well for another rural community that I help out with, that this happens a lot, and it's very sad for pets. It's hard on communities too, who many of the residents just want to try to help out as much as they can. It's just very hard when new dogs and cats show up, and often in our area, it's a desert area, just left to suffer. And so they've put this policy together. I think Supervisor Perez is wondering how we can strengthen penalties for it, and a lot. So the measure they brought forward reaffirms that this is already illegal under state law and county ordinance to abandon animals. And while it's against the laws and ordinances, there might be some ways that, there might be some actions that we can do for it. Like one of the ideas in that write-up is, maybe posting signage, just letting people know that it's law and people can be prosecuted for it. And so the supervisors and the department are going to place a big priority on this, and as they're doing with the topic overall, and trying to find more homes for pets, and staying hours at shelters, and some of the things Damien's mentioned before on what the department can offer, different programs like Supervisor Gutierrez's foster programs, just to try to turn around the situation. A couple events that we have, Supervisor Perez is holding a veterans breakfast at Town Hall. It's Friday, April 24th at the American Legion Post in Indio, and it's in the morning from 7:30 to 9 is breakfast, and the American Legion's putting that together, and then we'll have a couple hours where for the veteran community, it'll be very informative from different county departments that help out with everything from housing to parks and recreation. And so that's an event that's coming to getting information about benefits. That's an event on Friday, April 24th. Another event, all the supervisors are holding community meetings about the county budget. And the one for Supervisor Perez will be at the Coachella Valley Water District in Palm Desert on Thursday, April 30th. So about 3 weeks from now, at 5:30, and it's an opportunity to share your input on what's important to you in your county government. It was mentioned a lot too. It's festival season at the Coachella and Stagecoach. Every last couple of years being involved, we've tried to since Whitewater became part of the 4th District, we found out that a lot of people like to stop off at Hagen Lehman, and there's a tree there south of the freeway, and sometimes hang out a little bit because the traffic can be pretty heavy, and sometimes they leave unfortunately a little litter, and we last couple of years, we got CR&R that put some bins out there, and I don't know if they're gonna be able to have those in place, for this first weekend, but, you know, we want it to be, you know, to be very smooth for the communities, hosting these huge events. And so our department will be on it to make sure it's, you know, it's very cleaned up. Even if we don't have the bins out there, to make sure, you know, that gets taken care of. And I just want to thank everyone for coming and as well as our public agency staff that are working in our communities. Thank you so much.
Any questions? Thank you. I'm going to back up a little bit. Congressman Louise's office is living here tonight. Okay, so she's out. Then we're gonna move on to council member reports and comments. Do we have any reports?
I know.
Thank you. I have one little report. So, last week, it is owl season, babies are being born, and, a baby owl, it's about a month old, maybe 5 weeks, fell out of the tree. Normally you wouldn't wanna bother them when that happens, but this little guy had a broken wing. So, I personally assisted with transporting him to a fairly new sanctuary rehab center out in Indio. And he was taken over there. I found out while I was there during my visit that they do in-house x-rays, which is fantastic for wildlife because of the stress of being transported to facilities. So just be aware that we do have those services available. And they are down in Indio, and it's the desert. It's on the wildlife website as well, but it's the Desert Wildlife Center down in Indio. So, and they do take donations. So, if you have any questions, feel free to answer those. Any other questions? No? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the information calendar. Facebook page update, anything? Okay, so none. And we've already discussed that we have 2 openings for alternates, so we'll make that correction on the agenda. And then neighborhood cleanup will be May 2nd.
That's
We're
the
gonna-
bins.
Yes, we're gonna have bins spread around the community. There's gonna be 5 locations. We will send that information out about 2 weeks prior to the event taking off. We don't wanna send it out too soon because then we deal with a lot of influx and we're not able to hold that much debris. And a lot of people end up taking it out to the dump down there. So we will release that information on those locations roughly about 2 weeks prior to the event taking off. Yes, sir.
What are they accepting, I think, household hazardous waste?
No household hazardous waste, no tires. You can put some large items in there, but we typically will say, here's a voucher, take it to the landfill, but we will have vouchers available for very, very large loads. Nothing, branches, nothing over 3 inches in diameter, and that's pretty much it. So like no oil.
No appliances.
No appliances, yes. Okay. And there'll be 5 bins strategically placed throughout the community. Any other questions? Okay, so, do we have any idea, for agenda items for next meeting? Building and safety. Do we have any update on that? No? Okay. So we'll try for